And welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been way too long for myself. It's been way too long for Mono, but we are back for the last time. You will see one of these teams remain undefeated in the fall seasonal of the HLL fall seasonal put on by WTH. Mono, welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, and I've been missing out on these for quite a few weeks, so I'm very excited to be back here again.
Yeah, going through the Greyhound Cup, the Summer Cup, it was good. But the seasonal is where it's at, and while you might have been missing it, I've been fully enthralled in it as the in with Esprit. We've had our matches. Sadly, we were knocked out by one of these teams, and got knocked out by Core. And I can tell you, man, this is a matchup I'm excited for. A lot of great things have happened to the seasonal. If you're like a little bit of Mono, you're kind of like, well, I'm aware of it, but I haven't kept up with it week by week. Let's go ahead and tell you how we wound up coming to this situation here in the standings here. So let's go ahead and start right back. 16 teams, and Mono, these teams are from all across the world here, really.
Yeah, but it seems like the best ones are the European ones, right?
God, it kills me. It kills me to say that. We had two NA teams. We had a Chinese team that came in, and give props to respect game respecting game. The Europeans have made it. And if you look at it, but there's been some surprises. So the number one seed coming into this match was Core, and they've dominated 5-0 every single match. Not a single one has gone to 90 minutes or even close to 90 minutes. They dominated us on Utah in a match that I don't ever want to talk about again for my own mental health. I've blocked out that match. But man, they've done well. But let's look at the other side of the bracket. You actually see 82nd AD DC. If you aren't familiar with DC, this was former members of Exodus who came over to DC. And if you do remember DC, you're like, wait a second, aren't these the guys that were like 0-4 in the Summer Cup and just had a really uncharacteristic performance of them? Yeah, these are those guys. These are also the same guys that got first place in the 18v18, and DC got second place in the 18v18. They've taken their number 6 seed. They have knocked out the number 3 seed. They have in 5. They've knocked out the number 2 seed in WTH, and that's how they're undefeated coming together against Core. And they've done it in impressive fashion. That match against WTH, if you haven't caught it, down to the very end, St. Marie Dumont got the cap with, I think, less than 4 minutes left, the midpoint. They're scrappy. They're a scrappy team that has a lot of experience. Checking where, the winners of this match, this is a semifinal, they go on to play in the final. And if you're wondering, hey, how does a double elimination bracket work? What's the advantage to winning this match besides just getting to the final and claiming you're the top two, one of the top 2 teams in the HL? Well, first you get to play on your server, which Mono, that lag latency could just be killer in an FPS.
Yeah, I'm so used to playing like 200 plus millisecond ping by now that I mentally, like, I shoot at someone, I shoot him 3 times with the MP40, and then I move on to the next target, even though the first target, like the bullets haven't reached him yet, right? That's how bad it can be, but I'm used to it. So
yeah, you've compensated. Well, some of these teams have not. Granted, they're both European teams, but you get to play on your home field advantage, your server. But you also get the first pick in the map pick ban system, which will be huge. Loser of this game is going to be looking for their first redemption round against the winner of KRT OC, who took 4th place in the winter season last year, and WTH, who took 2nd place in the winter seasonal. So that matchup also going on is a great one to catch up on. But here's something, we're saying a lot of these teams, we know Core, we know WTH, we know KRT OC. What we don't know is how does a competitive match on Purple Heart Lane go out?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have great teams. The only thing we don't have is a great map, I guess, because PHL. I recently did the Hell Loose tier list video, and this is at the very bottom with its own category
We love you,
of
Gretchen. We love you,
how
Gretchen.
much it sucks. Oh, he knows. He's aware of the situation with BHL, I think.
If you don't know, Gretchen was the map designer, and he got told, it wasn't like he went out of his way to design this map. He got told to make the map. And, he also gave us St. Marie Dumont, upgraded St. Marie Dumont. So, you got to take the good with some of the bad here. But yeah, continue on your thoughts about this map there, Mono.
PHL is it's one of those very disgraceful maps to play, because there's this combination. Like, okay, so it's a tank map mostly, I'd say. It's mostly a tank map and an artillery map. So if you're infantry, you are miserable, right? Because there's only a couple of choke points that you can actually go across, and you need to go across like 2 or 3 specific spots on the map to be able to get anywhere, really. So if you lock those points down with tanks and artillery, it's really hard to do anything but die over and over and over
and over. And there's always so many places to move too. And I guarantee you, both these artillery placers know where the canals are. They know where the choke points are. There was a match earlier last week, actually, the KRT OC versus the camp, and the line went in. KRTOC had 600 artillery kills in a 90-minute match between 3 of them. 600 kills. You're talking about just embracing the suck.
Man.
But let's see. We go right here. We're looking like we're getting close. I want to go ahead. I got the map up there. We kind of briefly talked about which side do we think is favored. While the midpoints actually favor the 82nd AD coming from the top, I actually think the Germans have an advantage on this one because they don't have those key crossings on that major east-west canal. I don't know. What's your thoughts? I mean, who do you think favors on this map?
I think it favors the Germans. The Germans have the wider approaches onto each of the middle points. There's more angles that you can approach from, and you don't have to contend with crossing the river as much as the Allies do. So clearly, the Allies, I think, are at a disadvantage on this one.
Yep. So let's go ahead and look at the kind of the keys to success. Kind of wrap up a little bit what you said here. Mono, you mentioned the tanks. The tanks, if you're choosing this map, obviously because you think your tankers can beat their tankers. I do think the advantage of having the allied armor, specifically the 76 versus the Tiger with that 2-second quicker reload, could give an advantage to that. That's very map dependent. We'll kind of see another thing to do. Avoid groups, avoid large groups. Okay. Yeah. Social distancing is critical in the COVID protocols. It's also critical on Purple Heart Lane.
And, I would add one key to success here, speaking of artillery, and that is smoke artillery. Because, shutting down lines of sight, specifically on the tanks and groups, like that, I think can be absolutely key to being able to push and move in Purple Heart Lane.
Great point. Well, and we've seen smoke being, at a strategic level coming from artillery, at a tactical level, just getting around an opening choke point or whatnot is being critical. I think you're a great point. Which team uses smoke is definitely going to have an advantage. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be the difference maker, but it's definitely going to give, winning those 20 meter fights and moving up a little bit closer. Last, that middle road. I think this is going to be one thing that Mono and I are going to be looking for on this match, besides the artillery battles, of kind of like that little mini game that happens with recon versus artillery defense. Who's winning that middle road if one of the middle point or one of the strong points is off to the west or to the east? I think that's going to be key. But let's actually kind of look this up and say, okay, who do we think is going to win, and what do we think the team matchup actually looks like on this one? Well, I kind of broke this down in a few different factors between core and 82nd AD. Based upon my experiences of seeing them and facing them. Commander, we're going to see. I'm actually looking at this right now. Doesn't look like Gem's going to command. # free Gem is not commanding for 82nd AD. But we do have Core's experienced commander, their ability to drop. Mono, you remember that airhead that came in right after that bombing run on Utah that was like pinpoint perfect behind cover?
Yes.
Those type of things. The commander role is somewhat of a kind of, like like a support role with garrisons and whatnot. But if you can make those pinpoint drops and get those commendations, enjoy Final Stand while it's last. Rumor, it's going away. PTE. To me, I think we're really going to see some of those airheads, some of those bombing runs come in critical, and I give the advantage there to core. Infantry wise, I mean, what's your thoughts on infantry between the two there, Mono?
I think it's really hard, and I wonder like how much really does the infantry impact into Purple Heart Lane with all the factors against it. So even though you might say like 82nd AD has the upper hand in infantry, like that's not going to be as relevant in Purple Heart Lane as in other maps, like more urban maps, for example.
Possibly a reason why core was happy to take him on this map, because it, like you said, it does neutralize or mitigate the strength. Once again, highlight that 82nd AD and DC took first and second place in the 18v18 match. We're actually starting this right now. Armor, I'm going to go race through this real armor. I think the advantage goes to the German tank or the core tankers, but however, will that 76 Tiger compo neutralize it? Artillery, 82nd AD has a strong artillery core. Is something they pride themselves on, but I think maybe core is going to be able to take that recon advantage, shut that down. That's a big question. And finally, the experience X factor there. Core is just a beast. They have been in more and more battles. They're doing 3 tournaments right now, and they just seem to have it. This is going to be a tall order to have. With that said, let's go ahead and switch in to the match right now. I actually, Mono, let's go ahead and see what you're looking at there.
We are maxed teams.
Oh.
Yep, maximum units, so I can't actually spawn here.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and we'll wait for a squad here. We'll let that, and that's been, if you're wondering why that is, there is 20 teams or 20 units that could be made, and you're starting to see a lot more teams, ourselves included, using as much squad leaders as they can, try to keep the OPs as much as possible. And let's see here. I'm just seeing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and join a squad myself here.
Yeah, me too, because otherwise it's not going to... All right. There we go.
And I'm going to go ahead and level up my medic here. Medic broadcasting. There we go.
Oh, you should switch around afterwards so you can see the command marks and stuff on the map.
Yep. All right, and what we have right now is going to be Grout Pillbox. This is the same map that we saw on 82nd AD and DC. Coming up from the German side, you're going to go ahead and get Road to Carentan, moving to Madeline Farm, going up to Grout, which we talked. And I like this. If they do take Grout, they got to go back to the middle bridge there to get Duve. And then it goes all the way to the other side of the map for forward battery. Tall order for core here to be able to get a 5v5. Let's actually take this. I want to see where we're at right now with artillery defenses.
This is a very interesting layout.
Yep. So seeing artillery defenses here, we actually see barricades, repair station, engineers. Mono, why don't you go ahead and fly over to the 82nd, see what... Because this is going to be the fight. This is going to be the fight right here to see what they got going on. 17 seconds.
I think core is a bit better off in their defenses. With 10 seconds to go, 82nd AD still hasn't really set up here as much as we saw core set up.
All right, and let's pull up the side-by-sides here on the map. As both teams are out, artillery is going to be firing at a cyclic rate. Here's an interesting point, just noticing this side-by-side. Not a lot of marks coming out from core. In fact, no marks from core. They feel this confident. Meanwhile,
you're medic.
Go ahead.
You're medic, right? You're not squad leader.
Correct.
Which you're not going to see the marks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, okay. Hey, there's not a single medic mark, but anyway. Both of them coming out, going critical on this. We actually see a core truck drive out as bounds, looking to come in. Now, I do expect this with the way that strong point is up there for the 82nd AD to start the cap first. Let's see if they're able to keep on this. And here's going to be coming the critical point. Where are those first artillery shots hitting? Because it is going to be hell getting through this choke point here. We actually got a recon going over. Truck going on the north side. Cap actually
Greyhound
does...
and Truck are on the point now.
Had actually healthy deployment by 82nd AD and DC on the far west side of that. And now we got
an engagement there right between both teams on the exact same path up on the border of the map on the left side.
Yeah. Look at those MGs. 2 MGs just clearing it out. All those spawns -1 coming in. Core with the MGs knocking them quickly. And just like that, and that entire west side has been cleared out. Core moving in right around 1/3 cap. And you're hearing the noises of Purple Heart Lane. Artillery, artillery, artillery.
Yeah, my guess is they're gonna just keep on pounding that north bridge on pillbox for pretty much the entire duration of the game. Because why wouldn't you, right?
Correct. Core reinforces a strong point, uses that time stream multiplier. Artillery comes in, clears out the north side of that canal, takes fewer cap pressure off of 82nd. So do you think at this point, both sides are immediately regretting their decision to play on this map?
I think that's gonna be coming in soon. Unless we see like some miraculous, real quick win by either of the teams.
And as we pan out here, get into the fog of Purple Heart Lane, what is becoming clear is that Core does have complete control of the south side of the canal, and 82nd AD is trying to move in from the far right-hand side, but with cap progress just finishing up the last 10%. This one should easily go to Core. We actually see a tank engagement go down just in the bottom left-hand of your screen there, and cap does flip. Mono, what's at this point? What would you do as 82nd?
I'd start taking the middle road, which is what they have taken, it seems. If I'm looking right here now and checking the map, like there's 2 squads here. Not really big, heavy presence, but they are, they are trying to do something on town. But my guess is Core is going to start moving into this road very, very quickly. They do have a Panther that's moving up. Let's check out the 82nd AD tanks. Huh. All right, let's see if this Panther engages with the middle tank there.
Pull back up your map there real quickly, because I want to highlight this. 82nd AD, or sorry, Core is already dropping supplies for Red Zone Garrison. And their 2 recon players are making their way back there, but so far nothing really going for either team as far as getting that artillery defense happening. But let's get back to the tank engagement.
Yeah, this Panther seems to be like he has to be spotted by now, which is weird that he. Yeah, okay, there's an attack mark, but there's not really many. They're not really capping the marking this tank. He seems to be engaged with a 75 that's over there. Let's see if we can. Yeah, this is a solid spot. I was wondering before when we were talking pre-show. If we are going to see any AT guns being used, because a quick AT gun right now on the bridge, on the main road can take out this Panther real quick.
Yep. Speaking of the main road, we're going to flip over here. We actually have a response back from Core, clearing up from the south, pushing everything back, making their shots count. Para, Scav, Jay Thompson, names that we have become household names if you're an HLL household. Power gonna be going across a wing here from DC, and actually looks like Scav gets the support there from helps out Para. Now they're gonna be going into the middle point here. This is a 2v4. Core quickly Core takes down Core. That's a Core with a C taking down Core with a K. Johnny isn't able to stay alive for long. Still an OP in there. Scav's going to go ahead and clear that up. And right now, Core is just working through this. We actually got Mandini up there. One attack force able to meet with the other attack force. And if they shut down this middle bridge right here, that's gonna be really, really hard to take back Pillbox.
Yeah, yeah, they need to take control of the road and keep that control to be able to push onto Pillbox, because trying to push from the north, I don't know if I would just even forgo the north completely, you know, like just get one squad maybe defending from the north and put my entire team on the road, because the north side is just, it's the worst.
Yep. Hara's still alive here, hasn't died as he's playing supporting his squad, moving all the way up. You hear artillery and tanks still firing left and right. Falkmeister taking the far right side and loving this niche. And this is, I mean, Purple Heart Lane, there's a lot of micro terrain that just becomes critical. The teams that are able to use that micro terrain to their advantage, whether it be a ditch that we saw Falk down onto, or this half wall that was Scav, really comes into advantage. But at this point, Core has pushed the middle part of the map up into the canal bridge. And where I'm not seeing really any presence, any orange lights from 82nd DC down on the south side of that main canal.
What I'm seeing is some tank is hitting their the artillery on 82nd. Yeah, and I'm not sure. You see that?
Yep. So this is something that we've started to see more and more in this seasonal. Is don't have to send recon back there if you can find a tank. And let me actually see if I can see who this is. I guarantee you. Let's see here. I think I know which recon tank that is. That is influencing artillery from a distance. Give me a second here. I guarantee you this recon tank is shooting this at a distance, has the spot down, and effectively able to shut down artillery without being in harm's way.
Yeah, he has to be like super far away.
All right, here it is. Here it is. Ready? We'll flip over to this recon tank, Raisin, at a distance.
Where is he?
He is all the way down in grid coordinate C8. Oh, admin cam spooked him.
Yeah.
And with that, we actually see artillery pressure start to cease. Looking ahead of Raisin, though, we do got a good amount of defense actually still here on ground. But notice this. This is kind of goes back to the middle bridge. Both sides knowing it's relatively, death to cross this open canal area. So Gem with the rest of the 82nd just keeping a light force here, making sure that they don't push across, but not overly committing or not trying to push into a death box there.
All right, this is a very strange situation that I do not understand. They have two 75s. This one and one that's stuck here. Why don't they have a 76?
Maybe
they haven't spawned a 76.
Maybe didn't stay alive for long?
I never saw one, so I don't know. It seems like they just haven't spawned a 76, which is baffling. Having spawned two 75s, and also they don't appear to have any. Oh yes, they do have nodes. Scratch that. I hadn't seen them before.
No, Gem's not gonna. Gem and 82nd not gonna make that mistake. But really, right now for me, the heart of this battle is on this middle road, and what's coming up. In fact, we actually see on one. Joker, as with the MG, battling over this point, and this has been going back and forth during the match right here. As Core moves up to the canal, they eventually get taken down through attrition. On one actually holding back the masses right there, is able to connect on one, using every bit of that corner. Scav's going to come up, challenge on one. They can hear each other's sweat come out of the pore at that distance. Is on one going to be able to get Mandini? No, Mandini clears them out. And I mean, look at this. 2 MGs right up there. Gonna go ahead and apply all that pressure. Meanwhile, Core with a K returns back with some talking guns of himself. Says, I got an MG to match your MG. And I mean, at this point, I was say interesting enough. I'm not seeing. We're past the Airheads cooldown being up at 10 minutes. Not seeing really an aggressive Airhead by either team. Let's go ahead and pull up the side by side. Let's do a quick check here. Garrison layout from Corp, very strong. 2 on each side of grout pillbox with a repair station. With how important tanks are on this map, expect to see that repair station up as frequent as possible. You do see this recon tank back here, making life really, really contentious for the Allied artillery. What are you seeing on the north side there from the Allies, Mono?
Well, they have a really strong garrison presence around Douve, and they are just trying to push down the as predicted. They are trying to push down main road. They don't really have a presence up north of grout pillbox, except for one squad that seems to be, holding the Germans back. Now, what I would do if I were 82nd is I would push completely down south, but that needs to happen with a 76, and then just like turn around behind pillbox.
Yeah, but
that requires you to establish, tank superiority, basically.
Correct. And I mean, what we're noticing right now, this is interesting for me on Core. Obviously, they're committing to that middle fight as much as possible. We do have a 2-man tank led by Nero up there, but I'm really interested on this 4-man recon squad up here and what they're able to do coming around. Now, granted, if they're able to shut down this northern bridge, that's going to help out. But what are they going to be able to do to influence this other part of Douve? They'll be able to get a garrison up here. Because this is almost a trap. If you start to spread yourself out too far, and 82nd AD commits heavily, ooh, huge artillery shot we just saw take out a center mass there of Core. In fact, let's go ahead and switch this. As we've been talking about this, artillery takes down 4 infantry players, tank from Core goes down, and now 82nd is actually gotten to have a little bit of a more presence on this point. It's a grind fest.
We were talking about the use of smoke. Look at the Tiger and the situation he's in. Because they just dropped a lot of smoke right in front of him, so he doesn't have a shot anymore at pretty much anything.
Yep.
And that's a really easy way to just delete tanks, or at least greatly reduce their capabilities, right? Like,
you just
if they can't see their targets, they can just like spam fire, and that's effective. But they're not going to be able to take down enemy tanks. However, the 2 82nd AD tanks are right here. There's one there, and there used to be the other one used to be here as well. Which I'm not sure why they're here. And again, it's 275s. So I'm not sure what the thinking is here. Maybe they are just setting up a defense, and they'll push with another tank later on. But right now, they don't really have a way to take out that Tiger that's right here, unless, infantry does it, basically.
Yep. We're going to take you one of those little micro engagements. This going over on the east-hand side with the recon was a 2-on-2, but actually, with one up front and one on the south, cannon fodder there to the bottom left, 82nd AD does take that down to 2v1. Not sure if they actually sensed the Core sniper over here on the far right, who's going to be going wide, but this light force from 82nd AD still holding that canal, ensuring that Core cannot move up through it.
Oh, the Tiger's taking hits, I think. They've ruled in with us. Yep. Was that the Tiger down?
Don't see the Tiger down. Switching to him right now.
No, he's still not down, definitely.
And there he goes. Tiger destroyed.
There he goes. Nice. So they finally did roll out the 76. And it seems like those tanks are established there for just for just defense on that perimeter.
And I can tell you who's happy about that Tiger being gone down. That's Core with a K. Actually, Core with a K takes out the pistol and is able to get the shot right there. He's got the MG up on top of there. Let's go ahead and see if we can catch that back on a replay. Interesting there for the pistol kill. Meanwhile, as we see Jay Thomas up in the main part of the screen, Core with his MG trying to cover that. Garrison. Core reinforcing as much as possible with some infantry here. Core with a K still left. We gotta get somebody else. I say having two cores on different sides. It's just too much. Just too much. Here comes the rest of the infantry, gonna clear back that building. And you're really talking about just kind of, you know, these little milestones of key terrain. Who's holding down this, what would be the center point? I forgot exactly the name of the midpoint on this map. Help me out here, Mono. Is that...
no, that's Carentan Causeway?
Let's see. I'm gonna cheat here as Carentan Causeway. Give credit to Mono there. That's a 300 point on HLL Jeopardy. And just like that, Tiger goes down. 82nd AD is having that infantry, but it's just swept once again by Core. Sweeping back, we hear the... Oh, look at this. Second Tiger is right up to take its place. It's like, you know, you'll understand this for all the old men in the chat. It's like plucking one gray hair, you know? Just another one comes right back through it, right?
Now, Core is starting to put some real pressure, I think, onto Duke Bridge. They are very close to main road, coming in from pillbox on both sides. They used to have a squad up there, now they don't anymore. On the right side of your screen, on the top right, they don't anymore. But this fight for this bridge is key, and it seems like Core is slowly making progress.
They are, and they have that close support artillery coming in. But I mean, give it up to 82nd. They're not. I mean, as much as Core gets some numbers advantage, this force here by 82nd AD is holding tight, not letting him really control the north side. But look at this right here. This is going to be the Core. Oh, two of them just quickly go down by On One controlling that. Does he see the squad leader at distance? He does. On One gets 3. So they're not letting him get on the north side of the bridge there. They're forcing him into the open. Speaking of that, oh, we got one that just lucky one trying to clear out. Is he going to be between Capital? He's going to sense this. But oh, artillery.
There he goes down.
Yeah, artillery eliminates him. Friend or foe, it doesn't matter at this point.
Seems like the Core, the curse of the admin camera struck again, because as soon as I was saying that Core is starting to push in, 82nd is being able to push them out. And it seems like On One takes out an OP. Yes.
Yep,
very good.
Nice. And he does lose his life in the process, but On One getting his feet wet and making enemies bleed is able to push down that way, clear it up. That's going to give him a little bit more breather room. But still, this match, just as a recap, if you're joining us right now, Grout Pillbox was the middle point. Was about I want to say about a 3-minute cap that did go pretty easily towards Core, as they were able to shut down 82nd AD from the main route. 82nd AD did go with a truck to far west that wasn't able to stay as long as they wanted. And since then, we've really just been fighting over this middle point. Or the middle road, should I say.
Yeah, we were talking about whether or not we were going to see AT guns, and they have one right here, which is slightly off to the left, so it's right here on the map. Very defensive. And he seems to be shooting down the main road. And I think if he manages to get the tanks on the side, let's see where he's shooting. He's shooting right here.
Yep. Are you coming right on it? Right off to the left-hand side.
Look at
there
that.
it is. There it is. That's what he's looking for.
If he hits...
He connected. Connected, but didn't penetrate.
A front shot. If he hits like slightly left, he should be able to penetrate the side of the Tiger.
And this is what's going to be interesting. If you caught the patch notes coming on PTE 11, AT guns would be able to penetrate that shot, albeit the damage of a medium tank, but they will increase the penetration. Didn't see it too much in the PTE time that I got in, but I do like that change into situations like this. You got a stationary tank. The question is, does this tank actually see the AT gun itself?
I don't think it does. I don't think there's any way it does. It's
Oh
so
no,
far
it
away.
definitely does. It definitely does. You stay on the Tiger. I'm gonna go ahead and switch us over to the AT gun. And just like that, AT gun is gone.
Yeah, I saw
Epic cam curse.
Was that artillery or
No, that was
the Tiger?
That was the Tiger. I saw the first shot on the Tiger came in, and credit to it, the Tiger crew taking their time, having the right angle there. That'll be something that adjusts with update 11, but at update 10 right now, they're able to hold in pretty tight. Yep.
Yeah, they do have another gun there, but not really any use for it now.
Yeah.
And
so
again, once again, Core is pushing this bridge very, very effectively. Second time they managed to get it in here, and there's not a lot of 82nd AD to protect this.
well, and actually, I want to take us up a little bit while we're watching a little bit of that bridge. Going to take us up directly north of the pillbox, and we actually see a light squad here with 2 squad leaders pushing north and actually trying to get to the pontoon bridge. A little bit further, more breathing room than they're able to get in, but still, you know, slowly but surely making that path. But they are getting more breathing room around Grout Pillbox, which is what you want to see from your defense. As still the main fight's right on the middle road. Going back to you there, Mato.
Yeah, I have very bad Moon here, who's camping this spot right here.
It's not camping. It's discipline.
It's effective and static defense. Let's call it that.
It's a static defense. I like that.
Yeah. Now, he's getting surrounded. However, that's a very tough spot to get someone out of, I guess. See what he manages to do. But now, like, I'm surprised the artillery from 82nd is not hitting this area maybe as hard as it should.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, Core, you can see like they are spreading out, dude. They are spreading around this bridge and will soon be in control of it.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to go ahead and flip us over to Core's artillery. While you were looking at that, the artillery for Core did have 1 recon come down. They were able to quickly take care of him. But with that done, they're back up to 2 guns. 2 individuals with 2 guns, Chucky and Harold. I want to go ahead and see if I can see their combat efficiency here. Let's see if we can find, or is it Harvard? Nope, it's Harold. Let's see, 269 combat efficiency for Harold, and Chucky at 139. Let's go ahead and flip over to you if you can get a shot on the 82nd AD's artillery.
I was looking at this 76, who's alone, and he's gonna be running into that Tiger soon. I guess he's waiting for the crew to spawn, so it doesn't. Seems like they might be getting. Let's see. Yeah, 82nd's doing fine. They don't seem to be getting harassed by anyone. Running shitty guns.
What is getting harassed though, and granted it'll probably be reacted.
Look at that. They are gonna smoke Pillbox because it seems like, yep, we are getting a squad on Pillbox.
Yep. Pillbox just quickly flashed. Now granted, a spawn wave came in from Core and shut that back down. But Jimmy Hammer, spotted by Roomba, and Main Warning have gotten back all the map control that they had previously at the early cap and starting to move around to the right. And look at this on the top side of your screen. We actually see some 82nd AD members on the back side of the point that'll be able to harass, get some of the core defenders here. There goes a smoke round. Gonna really help out Main on that one, getting from cover to cover there.
Yeah, but they're not gonna be able to do much with a single squad here.
No, and
Like
core reacting. Spawn wave comes in.
Yeah, core reacting might give them some breathing room on main road, and in fact, that is exactly what's going on. They've been able to clear the bridge. This bridge area we were seeing core fight over is now completely 82nd AD, and they haven't cleaned up the main road entirely. There's still the Tiger here, I think. Where's that Tiger? There used to be a Tiger. Oh, there it is. So that Tiger is still there. maybe if that 76 comes in and they take care of that Tiger, they can control this. And what I like doing here in this round, in this map actually, is once you are able to clear this up, you get an AT gun right here to shoot at pillbox, and that allows you to move, you know, with some proper smoke from the RD, you can move in from all over this side. And I think that's a much better approach than just running in from the north, which is suicide, basically.
Well, and the question is whether Core's going to let you keep up that AT gun, because even the AT gun in the far distance, Core got to get a couple shots off. But no, I really like that angle, because it really comes down to this map, the line of sights, and the angles. Which at this point, I mean, 82nd AD really just doesn't have a lot of options. I'm going to go ahead and flip here. We're going to do a little John Madden style. It's been 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. I could bring out the John Madden pen here. So if you're...
I will accept that.
So if you're right now 82nd AD, you really got to take this in phases, which they're trying here. But for the viewers, this is what they're trying to do. So, lost it there. Steady. There we go. All right. So really what you got to come down this area. This is the fight that we've been seeing this whole time. This is phase number 1 right there with my great John Madden drawing. Got to come in here, and then you got to dedicate enough to really kind of just holding this flank. Meanwhile, where you come in, get into this side, transition over here, and this is space number 2. You got to control this, really start to box them in. The problem is you're really only able to move on this north side here. That's really what you got, because there's just going to be so much fire coming across Core's tankers here in reserve. Finally, once you get into there, you're able to get up this way. You come in, get in here for step number 3, and hope that you got enough support coming into this side. But we see even these blue lines down here at the bottom west. This is still going to be a hard area. Really need your artillery walking in advance here. Seeing the smoke what we had out, but this is really a thing you got to do in series, which we do see 82nd AD starting to do right now. So we got enough force down there. Bad Moon coming up on the tail end. Gem leading from the front, as we love to see. We love Gem. I love Gem. And here's 2 names, Gem and Para. This is going to be a battle. 1v1. Filling each other out. Gem's gonna have the drop on him. Gem takes down Para and takes his squad further and further into the fight here. Now Gem's gonna be going on the left side of the road. Roomba on the right. Gem quickly realizes there's not a lot of cover there. Does get 1 nade out. And this force... Go ahead.
82nd is still trying to take control of this main road zoomed squad from Core. Still managing to hold the broken down building in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
now it seems like they have a spawn. No, actually, never mind. Actually, yes. Yeah, they do have a squad behind them and a squad coming in from the north. If they push now... Which I'm okay. So they had the 76 that was rolling in from the middle road. That is now gone off to the left side. Tiger is dead. So now really is the time, I think, for 82nd to make a big push for the main road and establish themselves over there to be able to get an angle on pillbox.
And it's talking of establishing. Roomba is just on. If I'm counting this correctly, a 5 kill streak. As he's moved down this road. We're right now on the north side of pillbox. Ooh, artillery we just saw eliminate some defenders. But Roomba really clearing this out. And there is no core members on this north road, as Roomba has eliminated all of it. And now, actually, as we're seeing this, there is no cores in the defense.
And bombing run coming in to clear out that garrison. Yeah. But it didn't hit the garrison, it seems?
No, garrison is still... No, I still see a garrison up on the map.
Oh.
But now, Roomba's going to go ahead and move on in. He's got the artillery support coming in from him. He's got a tank behind him. Can Roomba just put this on his back? Woo! And just like that, an MG at distance.
You killed him.
I killed him.
You killed him with it, yeah.
Zim, from a distance, a place that you don't see a lot in a public match, is able to shut down that heroic play. Go ahead and switch back over to you, Mono.
Yeah, I'm getting frustrated over this main road.
And you're not even in the match.
No, but I'm getting super frustrated. I'm about to Alt F4. Like it's PHL. It's the main road. It sucks. So this squad, but from Zoom, oof. As we see that go down. Oh, they have a garrison right there. Look at that.
Yep. And Bomb and Run took out 2, so more bark than it was bite.
Oh, 82 getting really close to taking out the, let's see if Clippy manages to take out the garrison. And
No
it
spawns,
seems like he
no
got
spawns,
it.
no spawns, no spawns.
There we go. Nice. So they have managed to take a bit more control here down the main road. Now they need to really establish themselves here and force Core onto defense on pillbox where they can pound them with Artie. That's what needs to happen for 82nd, I think, to be able to make a really concerted push here. They need to get a red zone garrison here, right? By the way.
Everything's firing for 82nd right now. As you're watching that main road, guess who's back up with a spot he enjoyed? Roomba was able to come back up quickly. Right on this north side of the canal. In the heart of the enemy. Tra'a is gone with artillery there. And if it wasn't already, Roomba was going to be able to have him up next. No cap progress yet, as core defenders are still thick. Roomba just blending in nicely with the bush there, letting artillery do the work. Waiting for some additional support to come in.
Core just got satcheled. It seems. I'm pretty sure it was a satchel because this what remains. Yeah, but what's weird, like there was a guy outside of the tank and he got in, and afterwards the tank just blew up. So yeah, it seems like Wakanda perhaps was the one who perhaps killed the tank.
Indeed. So let's go ahead and pull up our map. We're right over a third of the match here. Because I would say 82nd AD is in the best position they've been in actually since taking the point. We do see... Oh, God, this garrison's going to kill. This garrison's going to kill right there. Garrison just on the north side of that active sector. But they do get it up. Only one garrison, defensive garrison, left for core in the active sector. No presence in the middle of the map. And really no core members in the red zone. This is something that is very uncharacteristic of core. We've seen them been able to get into and penetrate deep into the enemy territory, and we're just not seeing it on this map, whether that be the map itself with the major checkpoints or choke points, or just the respect that they have for 82nd AD. This may not be a 5-0. We might see one of the first teams to take core the distance, and as fact as we see this, we actually see route start to light up, going neutral there, and you see that force.
This is very exciting.
Yeah.
Now, I think the commander just airdropped supplies here. I'm not sure why he didn't drop them in the house, which is a much better spot for that garrison, I'd say. You know, because this is very out in the open and can easily get taken out. In fact, the supplies are already out. Well, this is the area that, you know, P Squad and J Squad are controlling. I'd get a red zone garrison down here, drop as much smoke and arty as I can on pillbox and just run for it.
Well, and as you see the side-by-side map comparison, you actually see that both teams are essentially splitting their force 50-50. Defense and grout pillbox as 82nd AD is getting closer and closer on top of them. And then core on the south side of that road getting bottled up. And this is when you want to see those 82nd AD artillery players come in and really take advantage of this tight grouping. Now check this on the far right-hand side. We actually see a tank, a three-man tank, coming up on the far right hand side, maybe trying to get some pressure on that north road, but even that 82nd AD squad over there still holding tight, not giving up that wide crossing point. So Purple Heart Lane living up to its name.
There we have a recon plane from 82nd for their arty, and I think they're trying to spot that garrison. They have a spot on Able Garrison there. How accurate is that on the other map?
It's good. It's accurate. It's right by the hay bale over there. It's, I mean, a good bombing run. A bombing run right now on Grout Pillbox with that garrison, with the amount of pressure 82nd AD has this. And then actually, let's go ahead. I'm going to get back out of camera here. Look at this. More and more people starting to come in. We got presence on the north-hand side, but both sides running into just wall of artillery. Johnny, do it. Johnny, don't do it. Don't do it, Johnny. You're so young. You're so young, Johnny. Okay, so do we think he's going to die by artillery or bullets?
It would be beautiful if Oppie and Johnny both died at the same time from an RD.
And if you want to know what the players are feeling like into this match, actually we see some cap progress coming.
Oh, Johnny, if you want to know how the players are feeling, just go bang your head against the wall.
So cap progress does start. Core's going to have to commit a few more onto this 82nd AD. Do me a quick favor, Mono. Go ahead and let's find out the combat efficiency for those artillery players for 82nd. And we'll swap over to you.
Let me find the RD players because they are 3 squads: Merc, Blurb, and Luxel. So 462, 369, and the other Blurb 402. So, you know, pretty good, pretty good.
And all it's going to take right now at this point is one good bombing or artillery run on a good sweep.
Yeah.
As 82nd, look at this, as we look a little bit to the west here. Before, we just saw Roomba getting in there. Now we got a lot more support coming in. 82nd, look at this on the far right-hand side, too. We see them starting to cross actually into the open. Ballsy move over here by Biggles and his buddy. Now, granted, Biggles' buddy doesn't last long. But more and more pressure from different angles. Is Biggles able to get into this trench system? Standing up against that MG.
Hey, Inchin, they still have no red zone garrison on the main road, which is just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna be able to sleep today.
It's just, as Mono has an allergic reaction. Well, and you know, there's a thing, you know, about the 100-meter lock that says, you know, a lot of people just, you know, hey, it's not worth it, it's not worth it. But even if you get it up and you're able to take this point, that immediately becomes a great defensive garrison.
Exactly,
even if you don't.
Exactly. It takes no effort to do it, you know. And if you get one good spawn in, that can be really good. If you manage to cap, you just have that garrison as like a good garrison as immediately as you take the point. And Core is doing something. I think they're like what they're doing on Pillbox to be able to defend it. Look at this wedge-shaped defense.
The flying duck, or the
in most matches, you see people concentrating on this area, right? And that becomes instant kill box for the RD. Core is spread out across this entire like road side and much further back to the edge of the map. And we were talking about like not trying to group yourself up. That is exactly what they're avoiding here. It's making it really hard for the RD to be effective.
So Biggles, we saw him run through the middle of the map. Now he's worked his way up through the southern canal. Gonna go ahead and make a push. Oh, he's got an MG. Oh, Mr. Meth.
And the admin camera strikes again.
Dude, it was funny because while you were ducking that, I was watching him come up perfectly fine. As soon as I switch over and say his name, he dies. But he did have support, and this is what we like to see about these good quality teams. It wasn't just one. You got Alfie right here and behind him. Now Alfie's gonna go ahead and sees where he got chopped down. Actually gonna take a little bit of an aggressive approach over here. Woo!
It's crazy how close you see these people get without noticing each other, right? And once again, we killed him.
Yeah. So Alfie walks between a Profix and Zoom, but oh, just like that, Meth and Zoom get taken out. And this is, I mean, this is like artillery at this point. You're just like, okay, how quickly, you know, you don't want to kill your own guys, but you want to support them directly. You know, it's a slow game. Core actually getting some breathing room now after getting a lot of close engagements there on Pillbox. Getting some breathing room. Mono, let's go back to that mid road and the Garrison Watch 2021.
I was gonna say, actually, I'm looking at this 76 that's coming up to the attack on Pillbox. He just took a shot to the side, not sure from where, and he almost gets stuck on one of the trenches. Like his momentum got really killed off. Seems like that shot might have only damaged the tracks and not the. Let's see where that shot was.
Well,
I'm not sure I can tell, but no, it wasn't on the tracks.
Is he gonna repair? Is he gonna repair?
Nope.
Oh, he's getting in. No,
He's just in for the ride.
he's just just scrub. Just wants a ride.
Now, this could be a very defining moment, I think, in terms of how well this tank can perform here.
Well,
Because if he can get a couple of shots into that spawn, and you know what? I'm surprised that that garrison's not marked anymore, and it's still up.
Yep. Well, and here's something. Now you got the tank coming in from the north. You can actually see it on the foreground or the far side of your screen. You got infantry coming in behind Grout Pillbox. Artillery's still coming in, and oh my god, this tank is it? I'm trying to search right now. You do have an AT gun. Oh, quickly gets eliminated. Takes out one rocket. I'm not seeing any AT gun that's gonna threaten that tank just yet.
No, they had an AT gun right here, which they took out, like bottom of my screen. And I just want to put eyes on this garrison right here, because if that garrison that's within shot of that 76. If that garrison were marked, which it was before.
Yep.
So so that's kind of a shame, because that could be a very decisive shot.
Oh, little Alti right here actually is the best position. It's sense it. Now he's going to be threatened here by Soviet, but not threatened for long. Can Elfie sense this out? Might be able to see the OP down the road. Now there's a little bit of a decline there, but this is. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here for a bit. This is actually the best position 80 seconds had. Once again, after threatening on there, you got the tank to the bottom left. You got infantry coming in from the north. You got infantry coming in from the right. In fact, Core is going to go ahead and throw out a defensive bombing run. But not a lot of defenders, necessarily around the strong point. They're having this out wide. You've seen a wide box defense with multiple angles, MG shots. But this tank, God, if he was full health.
He needs to take out that Gary. He needs to take it out. Like, he needs to start shooting that area. They need to know that a garrison's probably around there. I think this is, yeah. It's time for a bombing run or for something a bit more decisive for this 82nd AD push. Yeah.
Well, you know, we saw the mark on there earlier, but you're right. That garrison right now is the linchpin to this core defense. And they, you know, the 82nd AD's gotten some cat pressure, but without taking down that garrison, it just hasn't gone. I don't want to say they got more than like 15%. And it's just, man, Purple Heart Lane is just a slugfest, especially with Pillbox. Really wanted to see a second midpoint after watching. Oh, Rapu just shoots his rocket a little too low, and
but that wasn't gonna damage him anyway.
Oh, come on. You don't know that.
Oh, Backenmeister might actually have a shot at his back. Not anymore, he does.
Okay.
Oh, come on, 76, shoot that garrison.
Now, check this, as we've been watching that battle, Core now, both green, because I'm in there playing medic in their squad, and a couple other players now are actually on the south side of Douve Bridge, going to be influencing the strong point here. Profix in the bottom right, going to be going against Terminator, takes care of Terminator. Jimmy Hanner spanning the OP right at the docks there. Profix gets 2. Scav goes down along with, oh, I forgot who that was there. But now Core, for the first time, just 50 minutes into the match, is now starting to actually put some pressure on Douve Bridge. No cap progress yet. But now the middle road has gone the way towards Core.
Yeah, they 82nd needs to either
disapproving.
They need to put some real pressure onto Pillbox. They have the opportunity to do it, or at least they had it. But it seems like they're not really being able to push all the way through. The 76 is dead now. Somebody got him. Yeah, so that strength has now gone, I guess. They need to start over. They need to reset. They need to, start from Duve again, retake that middle road, and just start the entire process again.
Well, and Mandini is manning up as he just takes down 2 players right there. As I zoom back here, this bridge right on the south side or bottom side of your screen, for the longest time, this is really where Core was trying to push up to. They lost the garrison down south, couldn't get it up here, but now as 82nd AD made a major push into Pillbox, left a gap in this one, and Core's infantry was able to have it as Jay easily crosses the road, hook back up with Mandini here, and now you got pressure on both sides. Supported by some MG fire. Coming from a Tiger. Tiger here has been living in the eastern side of the point here. Warning what he can at distance. Look at this. He actually, small force coming from the south, light force coming from the east. That light force actually winds up getting chopped down there. But 82nd AD having to be honest about defense. And now we look at Grout Pillbox, lightest defense we've seen from Core on Grout Pillbox.
Yeah, they are pushing out of Pillbox. They don't really have 82nd doesn't really have them pinned down on Pillbox anymore, and they are slowly trickling in towards the bridge.
Now Ninja actually might be able to sense this garrison. Soviet oh, actually Ninja does take it down. Ninja is he gonna find this garrison? Oh, he might have just spotted it as he went down there. But light force from 82nd trying to get down the map down here. We do see Sam. Welcome back to the game, Sam. Sam's going to go ahead and try to put a pressure on this garrison. OP's over to the right. SOS does not get the drop as Sam senses that out. Now he's going to say, yep, I saw you spawn there. Takes down the OP. L War coming in on the garrison. Able to take it down. That's that garrison from Core taken down south. And this is interesting because now 82nd AD can actually start to squeeze back that middle road once again.
Yeah. Now, again, I think they really need to establish a more solid presence on this main road and, basically build that redstone garrison because they could get a spawn off there. And this trench line right here where Offbeat is in, it's actually really good if you go all the way down to this trench line. It's a decent attack onto Pillbox from here. It's all right. It's not the best. Nothing is the best on PHL, but it's okay.
The fog sucks. The trenches suck. Yeah. Well, and I tell you what's not sucking. Let's say we actually do have a POV we haven't brought in yet. This is a choke from 82nd. Showing his POV here. Gunner is a tanker, and you can just see what this is like from the north side of his point here. On the north side, trying to get shots in on Pillbox there. Looks like he's in a stock Sherman with that 37mm cannon. And making his shots try to count. We'll come back to him there as they're trying to play that pressure. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and pull up our maps here, Mono, as we're looking at the tail end of this one. I talked about Core filling that breathing room. They were able to establish that garrison on spot 2, if you remember my drawing correctly. So another garrison west of the Grout Pillbox that has never been destroyed. Garrison on the right-hand side. Now we actually starting to push up, having control of that northern side of the bridge. Defense really feeling comfortable here. And now, look at this commitment. About a dozen of infantry coming around to the middle. And for 82nd, what's their situation at now, Mono?
Well, it's very clear to see that they've been pushed back from Duve. Look at this 3 garrison line. They don't really have a presence right by the front line anymore, even though they could, which, again, it's going to give me nightmares. Because they could definitely have a Gary here or something to be able to, a bit more control over this approach here that you were talking about. And they've completely lost north side of pillbox. They just have these tanks rolling in, not really any infantry presence here. So once again, I think they need to establish this like L bracket control of middle road and this northern side to be able to actually squeeze pillbox from the main road. But right now, like that seems to be quite a long way off. Not like my guess is like now they're just gonna focus on defense here on do for now. They do need to reestablish once again these positions.
Yeah, well, and I you know, remember in the Summer Cup or previous before, you know, holding 3-2 would give you points. Or if you're watching, you know, the HL Premier League, points do matter. In the seasonal, it's straight wins. You win 4-1, you win 3-2, doesn't matter. You won. So I mean, for 82nd at this point, they got to get something going. But here's something we haven't talked about yet, and it's actually, I think, starting to play a factor now as we're over halfway in the match. Look at the field for both of these teams. Core right now 530. Allies up at 800. We're really gonna kind of getting one spawn, you know, one heavy tanks per spawn right now with that type of count. As we go into our 15-20 minutes, is that gonna be dropping down below 200, and meaning that those teams just are not able to spawn as many heavies? Right now, that advantage is going towards the Americans with 800 fuel. Yeah.
How about the on the field count on tanks? Because they have 82nd has at least 3 tanks. I'm not sure if they are all 76s. I don't think so, but they do have 3 tanks on the left side and 1 that drowned. So like that's
yeah. Wait, don't worry, we won't highlight that part.
Yeah.
No, right now for the Tiger, we got 2 Tigers out on the D line for Core, moving their way up. Not feeling confident on the main road with all the allied forces there, but actually, as we've been talking with this map side-by-side view, you see a garrison come up on the south, or spawn coming up for the garrison on the south. Now these 2 forces are going to start to converge. I actually think here in about 5-10 minutes, we're going to see some cap progress on Duve, especially as, look at the artillery here. 3 guns now manned for Core on the artillery. As I look up on the Allied side, go ahead and give me a zoom in on that Allied map there. We're getting one gun man with a recon squad, or a squad trying to defend them. So
yeah,
let's go ahead and take into the fight. Once again, this right now is at the point. We see a Core assault starting to come in right on the side of Duve Bridge here. Mandolin and Crusader. I also like to thank everybody on a 15-minute chat delay that just reminded me it's not Roomba, it's Remba. But it would not be an Intron stream unless I slaughtered someone's name. So here on forward, Mono, I now say he should be a Roomba because he was cleaning up everything. Boom, boom. No? Okay, it's Remba. I got it.
That's okay. You tried.
I tried.
Things are not looking good on Duve Bridge, let me tell you, for the 82nd.
I was gonna say, it depends on whose side you're on.
Cap progress is starting to slightly go towards Core as they managed to stop it. But the lack of garrison, again, I think that's gonna hurt them, because there's no reason at this point for them not to have a garrison on Duve Bridge.
Oh, Mandolin using great use of smoke. I like the double back over there, but just Uncle...
Bombing run coming in.
Oh. If Mandolin would have hold it, but
super effective though. Like
no. This is here. It is the classic Core attack. There's a bomb and run coming right there with the airhead. The difference of though on Core that I don't see. Okay, there it is.
Wow.
Is
airhead destroyed.
Airhead destroyed. I was gonna say that what I don't see is the infantry to protect it, but yeah, that has to be the shortest lived airhead we have ever seen in a competitive match from Core.
Now, kudos to the commander from Core that managed to take out the entire northern flank with basically a strafing run, because the bombing run didn't do much, but the strafing run killed like 3 or 4 guys.
And Core right now having complete control of the south side. Let's scanning this out. We don't really see any 82nd members influencing the main road. We do have a light force coming off on the east hand side. Gonna go ahead and pick up any shots they can at distance. But Core solidly in control of the middle road up to the point of that 76. 76 still holding tight in there. And being a difference maker for 82nd AD's defense. Mono, let's go ahead and switch over to you. What are you looking at?
I was trying to figure out what they are trying to do here with the commander. They have there was someone driving that truck who just got shot by Para. Commander's just roaming around on this right side. I think he's also gonna get shot by Para if he happens to see him.
Now, is it Para or Para? The chat will tell me in 15 minutes.
But yeah, I was just seeing, like, look at the 82nd really now not having any map control on the red side at all. They are completely, they've been completely forced to remain in their own territory. And I don't know if they need to move this garrison right here, this one, or what. But they need, I would rather have like a Gary here, right? And this one maybe be a bit further back or something.
And you can tell Core is ready to strike, guys. I got our map up here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 OPs right, within 100 meters of that red zone. Core's feeling it. They're feeling it.
They haven't completely, it seems like Core hasn't abandoned the east side completely. They do have Para going there. And, if Para manages to sneak in, maybe very stealthily drop a red zone, and Core can get a spawn in there, that would be really bad for the 82nd.
Yeah. We see Crusader doing a little hop. He's going to go ahead and make the jump over. Actually, Main Warrings goes down below also. Is he going to be able to survive? We're going to see our first drowning. No, I'm not sure if he drowned or not, but either way, his body will not be recovered by anybody outside of a diver. So Crusader did make his way, use a little hop there, back into the bridge. Oh, artillery takes down the static defense there, as we called him. This is that moment, artillery's giving you as much support. They adjust 25 seconds to your move. Crusader trying to get up there. Oh, artillery takes down a friendly off to the left of him. Crusaders go over on the right-hand side here. Did see an OP spawn, I believe, right in front of Crusader there. Crusader hears the firing down to the right. He's going to be coming up on Marin and Uncle Supply. Actually, as he's going on that, Fingus and damage. Shut down Crusader, but Joker has gone across and Joker's dead.
See quite a few 82nd now try and make this crossing on the bridge where that MG is on your right side of the screen, and they've all failed pretty much spectacularly. So I'm not sure. That seems like that's the stuff that I think on a competitive match of this level, you have to have everyone practice before the match, right? You need to be able to say, like, yes, can you guys cross this? Yes, we can. We know how to do it. We have it, like, pixel perfect. Or you can't just lose lives to people randomly trying to cross here.
Well, and here's actually something I didn't know myself. Man Warren actually covered on the left-hand side there. Let's go ahead and do a replay on that. It's not a kill, but just his cat-like mobility. Check on the west side of the replay screen, and you actually see he goes on the barge and then hops on the old docks, comes across and gets the kill there. Not necessarily a great, like, satchel kill or something like that, but definitely that mobility. And as we were watching that, the 76 did move up on the bridge, which turned quickly into a carcass there. And this bridge, man, it's just being layered with bodies. Not even littered. It's being layered.
82nd. Oh, Duve is starting to go towards Core now.
Yeah,
and 82nd doesn't really seem to have a strategy to to defend this, other than just spawning and trying to control what's left of the north side, because they don't really have. Even though they have a garrison on the east side, I was talking about Para moving on there. They do have a garrison on the east side. See, like, Para's right here. Here's the Gary. Nobody really using this Gary to do like a flanking maneuver this side, because he obviously can't do it through pillbox, right?
Yeah.
And Para I lost Para. I think he's gonna go set up for the next point for forward battery.
Possibly, but we actually start to see the most cap progress by core here on Dubridge, as all those OPs and, you know, just, I mean, the 20-second spawn and having this many people close there has worked in his advantage right now for core. But can that artillery, you know, support them without killing them? Enough of them, quick enough? You want to clear out that northwest side of the circle. This is one artillery away from beginning cap progress. Just like that, it does. Cap progress does get regained, but with that tank starting to head into the circle there, coming right through the smoke, defense is reestablished. Artillery from both sides firing at the cyclic rate.
This might have bought them some time. Do they have any Tigers coming in to engage this that might catch the 76 off guard?
There is one long Tiger. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to you guys. I go searching for a Tiger. Whether he's going to have this shot or not.
Oof. Nice arty round there, dropping in on 82nd. And bombing run, defensive bombing run on the north side. Gonna take out Ray there.
Yeah, that Tiger.
They need to add some like RTS view for the commander or something, because this the admin camera for this just absolutely slaps.
Yep, nothing right now threatening that 76, and that 76 is going to go ahead and Prairie Dog back into his defensive hole there. But pucker factor for 82nd as the core got up to about 30% pucker factor there for 82nd.
Look at that. Now they've started to move in from that garrison I told you about on the east side. As they are dropping supplies, are we going to see a red zone garrison here for Para? Am I going to get finally one? Seems like I am. This could be devastating. There we go.
And
it's down. The garrison here has been destroyed. No officers nearby. Fox squad going south onto, you know, to try and mitigate the attack coming in south of Bridge. And we might
Yep, Power did get that red zone garrison up. It is far enough away, no enemy within 100 meters of it, so that will give a red side presence. Meanwhile, looking at the circle, man, more and more individuals from core. Expect to see some cap progress start to begin here shortly. But if Para is able to move his squad around, get in behind, and actually start to threaten the garrison north of Dubridge. Up, as I say that, there's some cap progress.
Yep. And
contesting.
B squad seems to have somebody must have told them about this garrison, because they are looking for it. Woo! And it could be now locked.
And look at Crusader, finally got across, didn't get killed by either Artie. Now on top of the roof for a few kills, as Damage says, nope, you go ahead and get off there, buddy. Not my rooftop. But now the front door has been opened by Crusader. Judge Fapster and Nice looking to come in, stay for a while. Cap progress is being diminished by 82nd. Then gets regained, then gets contested. It's a kill by kill right now as Judge picks up Spankle. Cap progress regains back to 80 or to core.
That is such a good spot to be in, where Judge Fapster is.
Yep, you're right there in the circle. You're applying pressure. Enemy wants to come over there. He's got to expose himself. Main warrior is
75 rolling in.
Who's on that 75? Is that our friend Choke?
Tell you who it is. That is CJ Addy or 80 and Hell.
Okay. So there's Chogeron's point of view as he's still over there north of Pillbox holding down that spot. Meanwhile, this 75 has gone big boy play.
Yeah.
He's going to go right up on the point, trying to get as much sight as he can. But you got to look over to the left there, buddy. That bridge is wide open. Gunner's starting to rotate. Is Will going to make it? No, he's not. Will doesn't make it. Get it? Okay.
There was a Tiger South on Main Road that could have engaged that 75, but he got wrecked by a 76 all the way from across the map. And we are, what is going on now?
Go ahead and stay on Main Road.
Pillbox.
Yep, stay on Main Road. I've got Pillbox right here. It was just a light force, two individuals that came in a recon squad as Core had nobody on defense. They quickly remedied that, took down the recon squad, got 4 back there. So that little cap race inkling just was, it's just a tickling, if you will. But main force is still back here on Duve.
Now 2 82nd tanks rolling in. There's the 75 that's right there at the edge of the river, and we also have a massive spawn wave followed by another, actually a regular ass Sherman down the middle here, not really exposing himself too much. It's right there. Let's see. It's awful, dude, with the fog.
With the fog and the already, and I mean,
if I get far away enough to get a good shot, you can't really see anything anymore. So
casters and commentators both hate Purple Heart Lane. Once again, we love you, Gresson. And Core's gotten this back and forth, but been able to kind of gain 10%, lose 5, gain 10, lose 5, and we start to see that again here.
Yeah, they've taken the house. They've taken the house.
And actually, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, artillery. Oof, yeah. Painful. Cap progress approaching 40%, if not exceeding it right now.
Now, let me take a quick look at the map here. That 75 is gone. That garrison's red, so they can't really spawn here anymore. And now they must be really regretting not having built one here. Yeah. Which
and
would have been destroyed probably by a bombing run, but...
Go ahead and keep your map open right now, because what got that pressure on that north side was another red zone garrison by Para. Dove Bridge now, north garrisons are taken out. And a great garrison to launch up another defense here. Interesting, we actually see an airhead coming on the west-hand side here by Core. Not going for the quick cap on forward battery, but all things considered, Dove Bridge right
Dove Bridge is going to get capped 100%. Yep. Like, they're not going to be able to get in the sector fast enough. Though we might see them slowly recap after that spawn wave starts to get in.
Yep.
But yeah, this is not the best of spots to be in.
Gem, sure. Wakanda, and Biggles, the last 3 defenders, going to go ahead and try to hold out on the Alamo here. But it is going to be that, as just at the 18-minute mark, Core takes, what is that? I'm going to do quick math here. 72 minutes to go from a 3-2 to a 4-1. Give credit to 82nd. I mean,
yeah,
this is no tall task to hold back against 82 minutes on Core. The question is Core happy with this, or do they smell blood in the water? Are they going to be moving on, trying to get that 5-0? Core prides themselves on dominating every opponent, and granted, for 82nd and DC, they would pride themselves on denying that opportunity to Core. But I'm just going to say, this is a tall order for 82nd at this point.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them for sure. Forward battery doesn't seem like they only have a garrison on forward battery, not more than that. So not really ready for this type of push from Core. They are dropped. Actually no, they lost the reinforce on.
Yeah,
and now they are not in a good spot. They have half their team scattered around Duve, not really putting in any pressure really. As the other half of the team scrambles towards forward battery, trying to set up.
And I was about to compliment our defenders here. Look at Crusader getting up on that rooftop. Watch these competitive matches. You'll learn mobility. You'll learn things from the guys that have thousands of hours in. How he hopped on that rooftop was very nice. Actually, we do get an OP that goes down. Looks like it does get cleared out. Oh, let's see it from the window. He gets the knife. Crusader knifes him. Oh, disrespect. Disrespect there. Last defender left up there. Is he gonna... He's gonna go up. He's gonna see the stab marks. Actually, it's a shovel. Correction, a shovel for the Germans. Satchel happens. Mono, let's go ahead and switch it back to you because it's all wrapped up here on Dove Bridge.
Yeah, just looking at... You can see like them, the 82nd are all scattered here around forward battery. There's not really much cohesion as Core is trying to get in from the west side. They're not running into a lot of opposition, I'm going to say. Let's see, nice there. Is he going to get shot from... Yep, he got rubbed out of existence.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that works.
Two dad joke dreamers. Yes. you darn kid streamers with all your fancy schmancy sayings. Dad jokes. Yes. And puns.
Oh, look at this. 75 rolling in. Ray Thompson goes down. Let's look at Scav. Is he going to take out Rubbed? Oh, he rubbed him out.
Well, okay, now we're just gonna... This is a family-friendly stream here. Okay. Okay, I know it's a little late in Europe, but here in the NA, it's a little too early to talk about rubbing one out.
Who shot the 75? Oh, that 75 is not going to last very long. Is that... Those are supplies from both teams dropping in.
And let's... As we watch the Sherman crawl along here, let's go ahead and pull up the map. See how the last 15 minutes are shaping up here for each one of the teams.
Don't you find there's like the admin camera is like it's either too slow or too fast?
Yeah, no, that's you can't just right. It takes a certain amount.
These devs don't get anything right.
The thoughts of Mono Special do not reflect the views of Inchon or Inchon Associates Corporate. But anyway, no, I was gonna say this is a strength of Core. You know, they take their time, they're clearing out. That red zone garrison quickly launches to a defensive one, and look how Core really just keeping knowing that the main pressure is going to be coming from the north side, stringing that out, shutting down artillery up there from 82nd. I will highlight though they do have that red zone garrison marked from 82nd AD right there over in G4. I hate to say it, but that's their best hope, and their best hope that it is really hard to attack Dove Bridge from the east. Maybe, and I know it's you know, like I see it, maybe a supply truck coming down from your left spawn or western spawn coming in this backside. You have more opportunities to attack, but it splits up your force here. Fuel is starting to be a concern for both teams as they hover down below 400. Ammunition for Core starting to get down below 400 also. So this is going to be, remember update 10 and the massive amount of resources, because I predict in update 11 we won't be seeing teams get down to less than 400 this late into the game. It'll come much earlier.
Yeah, definitely. That's, I think, something we are going to see Commander not be all like Commander right now is all about managing cooldowns, because there's no managing resources really.
Correct. If you manage your cooldowns, you manage your resources.
Yeah.
Which was an overcorrection in my opinion from update 9 to update 10. But check this now. We actually see this happening on the map. This is that kind of that X factor I talked about with Core. Their ability to work with armor and infantry together. We see this happening right now. Panther moving up, getting a little ahead of his guys.
Yeah, he's gonna get a tank. He might be able to get one of the tanks from behind. Though the 76, I think he's aware of that Panther rolling in, because he is aiming at it.
Panther gets a little bit going over some terrain there. Oh, does he sense out this OP? This OP could be a big one if he's able to. Yep, little puff of smoke there. Takes down that OP.
I'm going to predict Core is going to take this.
They're in a good spot. Ooh, that Panther realizes the trap that he just got into with the 76. Backing back out of that hedge. 76 orientate himself up to that area. Did get down the OP. It's going to be a question whether Core's infantry can come around and behind on this one. So far, one infantry member from 82nd AD. Very Ban Moon protecting the 76's left flank. Doing a good job at it. Panther frozen in place right now with that 76 who has his rear turned towards the German HQ as Core starts to envelop. A little cat and mouse game here between 76 and Panther. Update den changes. Tank rounds do not go through supplies. Look at Uncle Supply here. Just like, okay, yeah, just let me know when that tank turns. Oh, and he's gonna go ahead and turn because Fingus is coming at him with the AT rocket. Can he get the pivot on him? No infantry support right now for this Panther. So Rag's gonna get out and get punished as now Fingus gets into the rocket. One shot out. Pistol! Kid gets the pistol grade to able to defend the tank. Great moment there of individual gameplay on both sides.
Dude is starting to get capped by the 82nd.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
They have a garrison on the west side, and they are now 10%, 20% cap.
Yeah.
They don't really have, like, the best positioning around, but they are trickling in. What's up with Core not being... Did they lose?
Core
they had around?
No, Core just got a healthy spawn wave off their garrison, which will regain defense there. So 82nd AD coming in from the west-hand side was able to begin some cap pressure, but Core caught a little bit of forward extended, but the 82nd, man.
Yeah,
not going
Bravo
without a
Squad
fight.
now requesting artillery on that garrison. And the cap, we got a defensive bombing run coming in on the south side, taking out all of the 82nd guys.
Yeah, that entire south side's been cleaned up by that bombing run. Nice bombing run on that one.
However, if they put the... Oh, are we gonna see... Oh, man, another spawn wave that didn't get hit by the RD.
Yeah. So 82nd now, though, between coming from the south, the west, now the north, able to get in there. Can they connect on these shots? Doesn't look like it as a Core starts to spread out, regain map control. Here comes the southern pressure once again off that OP. Remember, the bombing run didn't clear out the OP, just the infantry. Ooh, hero play moment right here by On One. We've seen him had a great game so far. He's going to do it again. Is he going to go in for the building, going around? Actually thinks he's just cleared out an OP. Did On One get that garrison? On One did. I'm assuming On One took down that garrison. It's no longer there. On One with a frickin' hero play. 76? No.
How did he take out the garrison?
With fucking manly balls? I don't know. He fucking manned up. He just said, no, I'm not gonna take this. So now, with that garrison destroyed, 82nd coming in multiple ways, this is gonna be a question. Here it is. Are they gonna try for a quick cap? Is Core gonna go from...
This is about to get very interesting.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna flip back to you on the point. I'm gonna keep an eye on Grout here because, man, this could be set up. This could be set up.
Like, now they are starting to...
Cap progress still... Yep, cap progress still going...
It's still going to 82nd, but Core is starting to get some guys in
well, and
from
here's
the
thing.
south side.
Seven guys from 82nd just spawned in north of Pillbox, heading towards Pillbox, and right now we have about 4 defenders. So as they make their way south, remember they still got to go through that area up to the north, the canal, the bridge there. We do got a sniper in behind. This has all the makings for an upset here in the last 6 minutes.
Let's see if they can hold here, because, they managed to stall the cap progress there for a second. And it does seem, oh, they are stopping the cap progress. Seems like 82nd might have been a bit too, yep. Sherman goes down, so that's 3 guys down.
And
they are still doing some cap progress.
And 80 seconds is all in on this one. Nobody back on defense for that 5th point, but looks like, which is the right call on this one.
Yeah, it's right call. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God!
Are they gonna get it?
It's all on Dove.
Get it? Oh, they got it.
Boom. All right, now we're gonna flip right over here to Grout Pillbox. Grout Pillbox is set up. No instant cap progress yet, but you see 82nd AD coming right down that area. Core, realizing what's at stake now, has doubled their amount of defenses. Currently around a dozen, a little less than a dozen here. Oh, you see the 4-point flicker. Oh, see it flicker right there. Less than 3.5 minutes, or just around 3.5 minutes for 82nd to begin the cap. Remember, 2-minute cap progress regardless of how fast or slow it is. It's consistent 2 minutes. However, with Core, you really want to see that cap progress start about 2:30, just in case they start to contest it here or there. But look at all those lights start to spawn in for 82nd AD and DC. They know this, their season, their undefeated season's on the line. They want that final spot in the seasonal. They do not want to get a rematch against WTH, and they sure as hell have a lot of respect for KRT and OC. Meanwhile, Core not letting defeat slip from the jaws of victory, or victory slip from the jaws of defeat, either one of those two. Gonna go ahead and reinforce as much as possible, get back to home plate. Nearly 90 minutes gone in the match, and we are back to how it all started here on Grout.
I think they need a lot more smoke for this to work.
Well, and here's the thing. Let's actually, what I'm not seeing from 82nd is any artillery. They're trying to make this push. They're trying to make this push. Multiple MGs just setting in, and not a single artillery round has been hit on Grout. Do me a quick favor. Scan back.
I'm checking it out. Yeah, there's T high something.
See, it's not easy. It's not easy, guys.
No,
make simple names.
Yeah. So this guy just took out 2 of the guns, and he is now contending with Merc there. Can't really get a shot, it seems. Oh, yeah. And he goes down from Alfie, it seems like, over there. But yeah, Core sniper team, recon team, clearly harassing the RD guns. And they really have to do it right now, because otherwise they would be getting pounded on the point.
We see this now. And this is what I love about Hell Let Loose competitive battle 50v50 warfare, is what happens 2-3 squares away impacts the fight up here. That 50v50 fight, or 49 versus 49 if you have streamers like us in there. Really, everybody's got to work together, and this is what Core has done so well. We do see some cap progress beginning on the 4th side, but all things considered, without that artillery, Core realizing what's happening, they've pushed back out to the north. We do got one individual, a very bad move from 82nd AD, pinned down, not able to really influence the point. And I think if you're 82nd at this point, you should feel very, very happy about this match. Obviously, it didn't go the way you wanted it to. Not to say that it can't happen in the next 48 seconds, but let's go ahead and flip over here.
Yeah, they could be losing Duve once again before this is over. But they did get a wave in there, so I don't think, doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I think this is going to be it. Now, Core, 82nd, I'm going to say, didn't really manage to root Core out of that little tiny edge of the map on Pillbox in the entire game. And
yeah, I don't know if we saw. I'm going to flip back over this, and the area is talking about here.
I think that just goes to show how we were talking about at the start of the match, how much this favors the Germans, PHL in general, and this is definitely the best spot for the Germans to be in. So Pillbox is incredibly hard to take as allied.
Yeah, what I just drew up here on screen, this area, Core controlled the entire amount of the game, garrison right down here behind this bush. And this, if 82nd AD, you know, we got a couple individuals that got up to this point, got into over here, coming up from the south side, but never able to take down that garrison.
Yeah.
We're at the point right now where we're under 90 seconds. This is going to be game towards Core. Core will move on to the final rounds. Let's go ahead and take a look at our scoreboard here. And let's see if I remember some of our artilleryman's names. I'm sure we're going to be able to quickly spot them by their combat efficiency here. Lucky One, 609, throwing down there. Assault, or a tank over here, 3-man tank, throwing down some good areas. Here it is, Chucky, one of our artillery players, 937 artillery combat efficiency for him. Harold, another artillery player we saw at the beginning, 721, going over. Remba, not Roomba, I'll say his name correctly once again. There it is, pulling down Gem Squad. Good performance by Gem Squad happened on that side. Who was some of our artillery players again for 82nd, if you remember correct? NDC?
We have Merc, we have Luxol, and there was someone else that I'm trying to find, but he must have moved on to another squad or something, because I'm not being able to find him.
So that is
Blurb was the other one.
Blurb, perfect. So that is the match as the final seconds click down here. Core gets taken the full 90 minutes. 82nd AD has been the only team that I have seen in a competitive match take Core to a 3-2 with a full 90 minutes. We did see Hive, as they previously were. We'll go ahead and give Scav some love there. Did previously see them take them to I want to say they actually went 1-4, if I remember correctly, in the Summer Cup, but Core continues their domination. 82nd AD shows their resiliency, coming back. It was, you know, we were starting to wonder whether it was going to be a 5-0 with less than 4 minutes left. They came in from the west-hand side, cleared it up, and yeah, that was that. Great match all around there. Really well said. What else do you got for us there, Mono? What's some things you want to highlight?
I think 82nd, unfortunately, like they were close, dude. They were really close to being able to put some actual good pressure onto Pillbox when they did manage to take out that main road and control that area, and we started seeing, you know, them get that angle like across on Pillbox, and Core was reduced to just like the single garrison and that triangle that you were pointing at, that wedge shaped as defense. I think had they had a bit more, you know, infantry plus tank push in those specific moments, we could have seen them take Pillbox, but it is such a awful position to fight over.
It's an awful map. Here's a real question: Do you think either one of these teams have just will play this match ever again in the next year? I was gonna say I think they're just, after this match, at least for the next week, any server that flips over to Purple Heart Lane for the next match are just like, nope, I'm out. Not even gonna go through that again.
Yeah, like I'm not. You know, I think people know that I'm not a fan of PHL by now. I actually, dude, I was streaming the other day and I saw a server rotation on one of the NBA servers had PHL twice in a row, which is like, that's a very good way to empty your server if you want to hit like reset or something. But yeah, PHL definitely not, you know, the most enjoyable map in the game, I'd say. Yeah. And this match, I think, also goes to show like how hard it actually is, because there comes to a point, right? They took the mid road. They had that little like left to right side road on the.
Let's flip over to Strat Sketch here.
Oh, and we do have that technology. Yes,
we do have it, so we don't have to do the hand movements. You know, we got other things of this nature. Because I think you're right. I mean, for those that don't love the competitive side of this one, I mean, there was a lot of major battles that didn't happen just on the strong points or even in the active sector. And that middle road, that back and forth on the middle road for better part of 50 minutes on the match was just great to see. Great infantry play,
Yeah.
great armor. But go ahead and walk us through that a little bit there, Mono.
So we mentioned like I'm gonna draw core in red. Core really had this lockdown with a garrison right here, and we saw the 82nd guys being able to control kind of this area. And they did get this control right here. They were running into forces from core from this side that they never really managed to take out. But once they had this setup, like at least my wishful thinking is, you get a couple of tanks maybe to roll in from the middle of the road, maybe positioning them right around here or something to get some shots into ground pillbox,
Mhm.
and then just like get a red zone garrison, which I'm gonna draw right here.
You and the red zone garrison. The red zone
I love
garrison.
red zone garrisons.
He loves
I
red
think
zone
people
garrisons.
they get sometimes they get a bad rap, and then you just do this
Well,
because
and
you
here's what was
can't really
interesting.
you can't really do this. You can't. Oh, look at that. You
Let
can't
me let
really
me
come in from the north side. I'm gonna say like that blue arrow there, like that's not gonna work.
well, and let me say this. They actually did get some back pressure, albeit not a anything more than a squad size force, really just maybe 3 or 4 guys at a time from that
Yeah.
bottom green arrow, that horizontal bottom green arrow. But I also want to point out one thing that I thought was really, really nice here about Core's defense is, yes, they had that triangle, but they were also, let's see if I got this done correctly here, playing a lot on this other
Yes.
leg. They're kind of creating that chair
Yeah.
where they were spread out. They got the MG. We saw Remba, not Roomba. Come on, please change your name to Roomba. Please, everybody else that knows Remba, please start calling him Roomba. But we saw Remba coming in on that north side, getting hooking and jabbing, slaughtering bodies. I want to say he was on like a 6 kill streak, and it was actually an MG that was over here, right on the side, that actually had that line of sight back into there. And I thought that was a really smart play. You don't see that a lot in public matches. I would say I don't see that a lot in competitive matches, but I don't know if I've ever seen a competitive match on Purple Heart Lane. So really, really glad. I would have loved to see a different middle point because we saw KRT and the camp play this match. KRT and OC, the camp and train line. Make sure there's a lot of alliances here. Both those, if you are in alliance, please take no offense that we say one or the other. But I mean, all honesty, I don't know. I mean, Mono, I think from a viewer perspective, I was enthralled with Purple Heart Lane because I wasn't
Yes.
playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, yes, this was actually a really good match, and I love how we saw Core finally be able to take Duve and then get pushed back from it. At like I didn't expect that. I actually said like
Yep.
I'm gonna call it. Like they are gonna take forward battery, no problem, because 82nd didn't really have uh, much of a presence there. But 82nd got on the left side here and did manage to win Duve again.
Yep. So let's go ahead and
And
draw that up a little bit there because I think that was important about how they were able to do that. So while we didn't necessarily see the initial launch on it, they
yeah,
came in from the east side here, and then really a main force coming directly of this nature. And because being launched from that west hand side, as so much, and they got it. I mean, they got the timing just right. As so much of core was over in this area working on this, they were able to squeeze by just enough to get that and then hold on it. And they had all the ingredients. Once they saw right around 2/3 of the cap there, we started seeing the spawns happening on this north side. Oh, I actually actually don't want red there. Let's change that back to green. Boop, boop, boop. But started happening on that north side. They were able to get the point, but without that arty, and man, that arty is just so important. I mean,
yeah.
Mono, at that point, I know you're trying to lean forward. Every person caps, but would you have sent a couple guys back there just to defend your arty to get that up and help route? Hindsight's 2020. Would you have done it, or would you put
Probably,
all
yeah.
things on a cap?
Uh, I'm gonna say, yeah, I would have sent some guys because the arty is just like it multiplies combat efficiency, right? It's it could like 3 guys on arty can do way more than 3 guys on the field, right?
Well, and I mean, and the question is, do you put 3 guys back there and 3 guys to defend them? Do you commit a whole squad back there? And I think this is what we're seeing. From core, we saw a lot of arty defense work back there. We think we saw too much arty.
Yeah, I think you
pressure.
can sacrifice 3 more dudes because you're gonna have three guys at the arty. Having 3 more guys just to make sure that arty's firing. However, I am gonna say something that might piss people off. I don't think the arty was especially effective in this match.
What?
Like, yes, because yes, hear me out. I have my reasons.
Go ahead.
We were talking
Elaborate.
about core being able to hold this side, right? And while they were holding this side, we were seeing the arty.
Which side? I didn't see your mark right there.
So core was here on the red zone on pillbox.
Okay.
And we were seeing the 82nd arty concentrate on this side, right?
Mm-hmm.
On this area right here. When they should have called where the enemy is ideally, which of course 82nd doesn't really know where the enemy is unless they see them. They don't have the admin cam like we do, and that can lead to the perception, like oh, why are you not hitting? Like I was saying, like oh, you're not hitting the garrison. There was a 76 primed to take out their garrison, which they had marked, and he didn't because it wasn't marked anymore. I think the use of correct marks is so important, and that might have thrown off the arty because I saw multiple times where the arty was hitting the mark and the mark just wasn't where the infantry was. Like we had a situation when core was taking Duve. There were a couple of core squads right here, and the arty marks from 82nd were right behind them here, and they were hitting this side. Yeah, that kind of lag is yes,
and that's not in-game lag. That's communication lag. And
exactly.
Let me defend a little bit of A2's artillery there, or just artillery players in general. You kind of the challenge is how do you keep artillery in front of advanced infantry? Yeah. And I think there's definitely a thing to say. Well, you don't have to worry about defending infantry if you just lock down that spawn. However, with OPs being dispersed and everything, it was nice seeing, and we saw it from Remba, where that he waited, he was patient for his artillery to move up, walk ahead. But I hear what you're saying. I'll say, I'm. It's going to be interesting to see where the server logs come out of this one. I would have guessed probably about 25% of the kills in this match were artillery.
Yes.
But I'll see it a little bit because I felt like artillery for both sides was really just denying movement for each way. It came down to individual gunplay. What eventually wound up taking Duve was Para coming around on the north-hand side, getting that wide zone, red zone garrison, which didn't last long, but did allow him to have enough to come around to the north and work that way down to the north. Let's just kind of go back to this on the team matchup, see if we still feel this is the same way. Commander, do we feel that Core's commander was better than 82nd AD's commander as far as abilities that we were able to see in the match?
That's a really tough one. That is a really tough one, I'm going to say, because we saw, I think, the ability, so 82nd's ability to take back Duve, I think that was mostly because of their commander that established some garrisons on the west side.
Okay.
So if that's the case, that's a real big win for the 82nd AD commander, right? Like being able to take out that point back, that's really huge. However,
I'll say this for the core. We did not see the token airdrops in a perfect location. In fact, we saw that one airdrop land and immediately get shot down. The advantage from the core's commander, I think this might have been a push at the end of the game. It might have been a push, or I might agree with you. Maybe 82nd AD and DC actually had the better commander abilities used at the proper time on this match. But if it was by the slightest margin either way.
Yeah, it was. One thing I'm going to say is I'm surprised we didn't see airheads every 10 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of
which
airheads. We did have a lot of manpower. Um,
yeah.
I saw a lot. I saw
So
some defensive airheads, but I didn't see those
I think they
wide.
just yeah they I think they just didn't use the airheads as because of like fear of decentralizing
Overextending,
your forces. Yeah, basically yes.
which you could
That
respect.
might have been the reason.
Well, and here's the thing, actually, because of the fog, which you saw it from our admin camps, is we're trying to be high. We can't be that too high, or else we get lost in the fog. Is that airdrops and airheads actually are a little bit harder to see in this type of wide open map than it would be on like a, I don't know, SME or
Yeah.
SMDM type map. So, but that's a commander role. Infantry, I was gonna say 82nd AD and DC. I think this is another push. I mean, we saw, especially on that middle road battle in the first 45 minutes, we saw Core move them up to the first bridge, and then 82nd AD push them back down, back and
Yeah.
forth, back and forth. Um, I
Yeah, I'd
still,
say that's a draw.
yeah, I would say that's a draw there. Armor, man, this is another tough one because you remember the 76 had the advantage on over the Tigers, but I think we actually saw more Tigers and Axis armor supporting better
Yeah.
than I saw the the Allies. But with that said, give credit to some of those Allied tanks, especially the tank that was right there on Douve Bridge, holding that defense as long as they could. But actually, I want to say armor probably still held true. They had the disadvantage
Yeah.
of the German armor, but I think they came out on top on this one.
Yeah.
Art,
Yeah. I'm still perplexed at the amount of 75s that were deployed by 82nd.
well, and
Which
if they were using them for smoke artillery defense, that's a strategy. Um, but artillery, we just talked about artillery for that one, so let's go ahead and just skip to recon. And I think
in
this
fact,
really,
now that you mentioned the smoke, I think they underused the smoke on the 75. They had a lot of 75s. Now that I
if
think
there's
about
two
it.
things Mono loves, it's red
Oh,
zone
dude,
garrisons and smoky
and
red zone
smoke. Yes.
garrisons.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like I say, last one, recon here. I think this is really one that we could solidly say went towards core here, especially at the last minute.
Yeah.
82nd
Being able to shut
AD's
down the RD, yeah.
Yeah, 82nd AD's already was inconsistent as far as their uptime, and the reason being that is because that core recon team was just back there. Also, give credit to that core recon team at the beginning. We saw them out on the east hand side, locking down that crossing over there, trying to get back and forth. Eventually, they wound up winning that, moving forward, allow Para to come around to the side there. So great work by the recon. And man, I hate to say it, core might be, of any time HLL competitive scene has been, I think this might be the most well-rounded, strongest HLL team that's been fielded since this game has been in competitive scene. Not even just early access. Early access and not just release. But I mean, do you see a weakness in core? I mean, we've watched them now, Mono, for what, 5 months since they really stepped on the competitive scene. Do you see a weakness?
Yeah. Uh, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
And I think it comes down to okay, for those of you that don't know, I have a slight background in competitive game. Uh, I was playing Battlefield 9042 competitively like very long ago.
Okay, old man.
And yes, I think the amount of breaking the game basically that we engaged in Battlefield 9042 strats, we haven't seen that yet in Hell Loose, and I think that's mostly because the game just keeps changing, right? Like the rules and the commander abilities and everything just like gets jumbled over and over again with each update. It seems like so many
It's still
core factors
evolving.
change.
It's evolving.
It is still
Yeah.
evolving. It is still evolving. But I think, like, I think there are some strategies and some angles that haven't been really exploited yet competitively, which sounds arrogant, maybe. Um, but like for example, like we didn't see any real action on the east side of this map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's an opportunity, right? Like if the other team's not engaging on one side of the map, that means you can engage on that one, right? So stuff like that, I think, is yet to be exploited at its maximum, if that makes sense.
Well, and it was to say what might come up to it. You know, we just had the PT with update 11, the half track abilities to come over on that east hand
Yeah.
side, get those, you know, mobile garrisons. A lot of stuff will be coming. What is for sure is that both of these teams will be at the forefront of establishing that competitive meta going forward.
Yeah,
There's,
for sure. That is 100% yes.
I think you're spot on that, you know, there's still untapped potential in the
Yeah.
strategies and things of this nature, because, and you know, and it'll be ever evolving. What happened in update 9 is not the same in update 10. Will be evolving in update 11. One reason why I love commentating on this one. But Mono, I think for us, we're done. I've got nothing less to say. Why don't you go ahead and send us out?
All right. Unfortunately, we saw a match on PHL, but fortunately, that was a really good match, and one I think that was actually very enjoyable to comment and to watch. We saw two great teams going at it, an impossible point, and props to 82nd for being able to push back onto Duve and threaten Pillbox once again, which is such a hard point to push. I think it's interesting to consider what might have happened had we, gotten a different middle point, because I think um, it would have been a bit closer, even though it was very close. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Agreed. So Core moves on to the championships. 82nd AD and DC will be facing the winners of WTH and KRT. Mono, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
See ya.